Hello, welcome back to the channel. Now, following on from my TSi1 driver review that I put out a couple of days ago, I want to follow that up with the TSi1 3-wood. So it's a similar kind of test. If you haven't watched that, there will be a card up here to be able to go and watch that. So this is a similar kind of test. I'm going to use the TSi1 3-wood with the HZRDUS Ascent 40 gram R-Flex shaft, lightweight, super lightweight. So it's aid launch, aid ball speed, get that ball up in the air for those people with slower swing speeds. And I'm putting it up against the HZRDUS RDX 70 gram 6.5 to see if there's any differences at all when it comes to it. Now, when I did the TSi1 driver review, there was a slight difference. The ball speed was the same, the head speed was the same, the spin was pretty similar, and the carry distance was pretty similar. The difference came in peak height and in accuracy for me. The heavier shaft launched lower, went lower, but was more accurate, whereas the lighter shaft went higher, carried the same distance, but I was a little bit all over the place. I lost a little bit of control. So today we're going to put these two shafts up against each other whilst reviewing the TSi1 fairway wood. Right, so Ascent 40 gram to start with. So this is 15 degree 3 wood, very lightweight, feels really lightweight. Down at the ball, it looks just like the others, the TSi2, to be honest. All it is it just feels lighter, which I'm expecting that to then get the launch up in the air. And I will do a comparison of 2 versus 1, just to see like what the actual difference is, because they look identical. It's just a bit lighter. But how does it perform? Like this is super lightweight. 40 gram regular shaft is super lightweight. That was massively out the toe. That's the worst shot I think I've ever hit in my life. Like for me, the lightweightness, I have no idea where the club head is. None whatsoever. Like, that's just appalling. That is absolutely appalling. Like, there's just no excuse for that at all. That's just pants. That was a better hit. So that's just going to go right side of the fairway, I think. It's not picking up the club head on the quad, unfortunately, at the moment. It's doing it, although it's dotted up, it's not picked it up. But club head speed 101, ball speed 147, spin at 4,000, pretty high when it comes to a fairway wood. It's just super, super lightweight. Like it just feels like a wobble machine. It's another good strike. Spin 3.5. Carry 237. You know, I am swinging a little bit slow at the moment because I've got a bit of a shoulder injury going on. Another good hit. Oh no, that's just appalling. That's a duck hook. That is pants. That is pants. It felt good until you see it on the screen. Yeah, I mean, the TSi1, it sounds great, it feels just like the other TSIs. The launch, I can't really tell on that one. Felt a little bit better. Yeah, that's coming around nicely. Launching at 12, so it's where I'd expect a 3-wood to be. Carry 234, you know, it's not amazing carry distances. But it's manageable. The spin is up there. It's fantastic spin. It's a decent shaft. You know, for me, it just feels wobbly. Don't have a clue where the head is. That's just a low dart to the right. Like, no idea where the head is at all. Okay, right, last one with this shaft in then. Decent speeds though, good spin. I just can't control the head. Not giving it a fair shot at the moment, am I? So a decent strike, just stayed out to the right hand side. Yeah, for me, the head feels fantastic. It's just this shaft, like it's super, super whippy. I just feel like I lose control of the club head. Let's see if the TSi1 works with a heavier shaft. Right, so change the shaft out to the HZRDUS RDX 70 gram X, which is the shaft I use in my forward. And it feels like a million times better, absolutely a million times better. And I also like the fact that it's all blacked out. I don't like the white shaft. It's just a completely different club now, absolutely a completely different club. But the spin's up, which is great. Certainly feels easy to hit with that lightweight, and I think like launch is at 10, which is fine. You know, it's a heavier shaft, expected to launch less. It's just like, it's difficult. It feels a lot like the TSi2, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, it's a little bit low launch, but still the spin came up, which is fantastic. It's certainly spinnier than the TSi2, I think. Definitely a little bit spinnier. But I think if people struggle with 3 woods, then this could possibly be an option because of the lightweightness and the fact that it does launch the ball well. That's just coming back lovely, isn't it? See, like I said with the driver review, I think a lot of people will overlook TSi1 like with snobbery and go, nope, it's for slow people, definitely not for me, it's definitely for people with slower swing speeds, not an option. It's an option. Just put the shaft in that's relevant for you and it's definitely an option. Oh, clean that one, that's a great strike. Bit on a sort of over faded, bit pulley, but felt fantastic. I love the spin on it. The fact that I've not yet had a low spin dipper on it, which is what sometimes I can get with the other heads. I aim that out to the right, that's just a great strike, isn't it? Just need to aim out to the right on this. Right, let's have a couple more with this and then compare the numbers. But I think it should certainly not be overlooked when it comes to a 3 wood, especially through snobbery. You know, the fact you can change shafts. Like, it's so much more controllable for me. I know I've got that left side, which is fine. I've only hit one out to the right, but it sort of drew in. I just started it too far out to the right. Definitely so much more controllable, and it's a 3 wood that I feel I can hit off the deck, which is something I've always struggled with. Last one then. I think I saved the best till last. Oh no, I've just pulled it again. But they're all there or thereabouts. Definite differences in the shaft, which we should see in the numbers. But as a head, it feels great. It feels just like all the other TSs. It feels like the TSi2. It looks like the TSi2 to me. It's just lightweight, which I think if I put the TSi1 and the TSi2 head to head a little bit when I've sort of recovered from the shoulder injury a bit, I think we'll see the differences between the two when it comes to the launch conditions, because I think this will launch better, which is something a lot of people struggle with when it comes to 3 wood. Right, if we just look at this screen, for example, you can see straight away the differences. Like, I cannot control that lighter shaft at all, whereas all the others are over here. There's this one out to the right, but all the rest are in that area over there. If we look now above, the dispersion circle is a lot smaller when it comes to the heavier shaft. And if I disable number 11, which is that one out to the right, then look at that dispersion circle. It is ridiculous. In order to get that in close with this, I'd have to disable 1, 2, 3, 4 shots to have the circle around the same sort of place, whereas with the heavier shaft, they are all thereabouts. I know exactly where that's going, and as an average, that's just fantastic. So if we look at it from this point of view now, what we have here is the dispersion circles again, like you've just seen, but this dotted line in here is where that ball is going to land 66% of the time. That's my 66% average. Now you look at the lighter shaft, it's all over the place. Then you look here at the heavier shaft, it is so much more controllable. It's 66% of the time I'm going to land in that zone. It's just fantastic numbers. If we look at the averages now, So average club head speed, I'm faster with the heavier shaft, which is a bit surprising, and I think that's down to control. I just don't know where the club head is. Ball speed is faster. The launch angle is not a lot in it, to be perfectly honest, but I did have a 4 in here, which was a bad shot. So if I disable that, and I had a 5 as well, like I had some bad shots in here. To put it as an average, then suddenly there's nearly a 3-degree launch average, which is what I'd expect. That's what that club is and that shaft is designed to do. It's designed to launch the ball higher. And then we look at the spin, there's a good 400 revs, 420 rev spin difference. And carry, we're talking 15 yards extra because I feel like I could control this club better. And the averages are a lot more in the play, a lot more closer. But look at the average. So this is square yards. This is my landing zone in square yards. With this one, it's 232 square yards. With the lighter shaft, it's 1,495 square yards. It is ridiculous. And if I disable shot 11, which is that one bad one out of here, suddenly it's 96 square yards as an average over 6 shots is fantastic. And that's like 1,500. If I put these just back in just to make it better, it's now 1,600 square yards. That's just like, it's not the right shaft. Just shows how important shaft is. It's exactly the same head, exactly the same settings. If we look at this side on, then obviously there are these skanks here with the lighter shaft, but you can see how the lighter shaft is launching higher, it's peaking out higher, and it's going to come in at a sharper descent angle. Whereas the heavier shaft is a lot more penetrating and it's going to carry a little bit further, like they are all here, whereas all the reds are starting to come back. So shaft on this case makes a massive, massive difference. So there we have it. That's my TSi1 review with 2 different shafts. I think this Ascent 40 gram shaft is a fantastic shaft for people who are going to have slower swing speeds and need to get a little bit more ball speed. I think this will work perfectly for them. With that lightweight head, lightweight shaft, I think them slower swing speeds will get the benefit from this. If you've got faster swing speeds or you have no problem launching the ball, it's not the shaft for you, it's not designed for you. But the TSi1 does work with a heavier shaft. I've just proved it. You know, I'm not getting my best numbers, but what I am getting is higher spin numbers and more controllability with it. So, you know, for people who want a little bit more accuracy, the TSi1 is an option for people with fast swing speeds. It's certainly worth a test. Don't overlook it out of snobbery because people think it's not designed for them. I'll go into the 2 or the 3. You know, play the best clubs for you. And I'm arguably a sucker for the same kind of thing. I sometimes, and previously, I've played clubs that don't work for me. That Maverick Sub-Zero being a prime example, and the Maverick Pro Hybrid, you know, I've hit some great shots with it, but it's not the right club for me. I played them out of ego. Let's be perfectly honest, and that's what people will not play the TSi1 for, because ego will possibly get in the way, whereas actually it might be the perfect club for you. I hope you've enjoyed that review. If you have enjoyed it, please do give this a thumbs up down below. Please give it a like. It lets me know that you're enjoying this content. Also helps get this video out to more people and helps grow this channel, which is arguably what I really want it to do. If you are new or you've watched a few times and you're not subscribed, please do subscribe down below. That little red button is free to do. It doesn't cost you a penny. And as always, I look forward to seeing you on the next video.